All right, here we go. Video number 2 of the McFly turbo truck. Got the engine back from the engine builder. I'll show you that in a minute. First step, I've had it parked here to where I can roll it right into my shop right there. So I'm gonna hop in it, roll it in, and then start taking all the rest of the stuff off. I took the front bumper off, make it easier to pull the engine. Hood's not bolted on or anything. So let's go ahead and move the truck into the shop. Okay, here we go. This vehicle has no motor in it, so I'm gonna have to coast it in. All right, we got it. All right, here's the motor that we took out of it. I got all new pistons, new rings, new bearings, total rebuild. The pistons are high performance stuff from LC Engineering. It's got ARP head studs, so it should be good to go on it. Here's the bottom end. Looks like it's all brand new, so shouldn't have any problems there. Still got to buy the turbo and everything. It's got I think it's a C20 in it, so we're gonna go with a GT 25, a Garrett turbo ball bearing. So it should give us a little bit more of that oomph for the old Toyota here. But our next step, basically, we're gonna paint this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and take all the trim off of it. Mirrors, front grille, all the trim around the windows, take the windows out, take the windshield out. Hood's already off. I actually have what they call a rotisserie. So basically over here in this room, there's this machine here that I can use, or tool I should call it, to belt the bed to. That'll allow me to rotate the bed upside down if I have to, look for any rust, take care of this section very easy, and then also get to the back of the cab, and it kind of breaks it down where it's just easier to do body work on and whatnot. And then the interior, I gotta go ahead and pull the seats out. They're not in bad shape. Somebody at one point had redid them along with the headliner. So I'm going to redo those. Get rid of these blue accents. Fix up the dash a little. It's got a little boost gauge in here. I'll probably update that with a new one. And it's showing 232,000 on the clock, which really for the year of truck is not bad. It is an AC truck too, so we gotta figure out the AC pump didn't come with it. And we're gonna put new carpet kit in it and everything. But the back's really nice, that's all velour. Gotta pop this back window out. It's pretty easy. Get these emblems redone. You can't even see that it says turbo there. And then the tailgate's really straight. Take the tailgate handle off. Already got the right bumpers for the Marty McFly build. I found the wheels. Here's this one, you can kind of see the turbo on it. But really cool truck, and I'm gonna get started tearing it apart. So I like to start from one corner and work my way around. So why don't we start from this corner, take the corner light off, get the antenna out of the way, start pulling the windshield. It's a glue in, but I think we can get it out ourselves, so I'll do that. And then mirror, door handles. Gonna paint the jambs on it, so gotta take off all the hardware here, door panels, all that good stuff. It's not missing a lot of pieces, which is good. It's missing some stuff, but nothing that I can't handle. Other than that, next step. Oh yeah, here's the engine bay without the engine in it. Since I have the engine out of it, I figured I might as well go ahead and repaint the engine bay area. It just looks old and nasty. And but the battery tray looks good. Usually these things are pretty rusted out down here, but this one's not. So that's a good bonus. Over here's evidence of a little bit of a fender bender at some point of its life. So we'll try and straighten that out a little bit. Doesn't seem to affect the body lines at all, so it's not too big of a deal. Core support bolts are out just because that was what was holding the front bumper on. And then front bumpers in the back and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the brake reservoir, but remove all the clamps holding the lines against the firewall. Remove the wiper motor. Remove the charcoal canister or evap canister, this little fuse box, washer bottle, all the stuff I can get loose off there, and then anything that is a lot of work to get loose, I'm just going to wrap in tinfoil. It makes an excellent masking material because you can kind of just crunch it around there. It keeps the paint off of it, and then it's easy to take off too. So I'm going to go ahead, get the grill off. Looks like it's just held on with a couple of zip ties. I'll be painting the grill black, so I can probably reuse this one. I don't see any cracks or anything in it. Just the clips are broken, and those are available. So I'll do that. And first you take the corner lights off. There's a couple of screws there. And then you just kind of release these little clips that are in here, and then the grill should just come right off. Pretty easy. I'll do that. All right, got all the stuff off the sides, or most of it. This piece here is all disconnected. So basically what I'll do is I'll kind of hover it up, get it out of the way. And then when I paint it, I'll set it on the battery tray here. Because it's gonna be covered by a battery anyways. And I'll paint it. It'll still look nice, but it's a good spot to put it. Mainly because the wiring harness just goes through the truck and into the dash. And you know what? It's just not that kind of build. So here's the driver's side. See that damage right there? I'm gonna work on that a little bit. There's where the clutch master cylinder was. I still might take the brake master cylinder off. I don't have any brake lines to it, and it's just a couple bolts holding it on the inside. So it's not really a big deal. And then I will take the windshield out and the side glass. But first thing I want to do, just so I don't make more of a mess on the inside of it, is I'm going to go ahead and wash this. I already started scraping some of the goop off the front diff from an old oil leak. And then, clean all this up. I'm going to be using probably mostly Scotch-Brite, but I'll hit it with the DA sander too. I think I'll use 400 grit, maybe some 180, some hard to get spots, and then I'll use some epoxy primer. And the epoxy primer will be a good spot to, it's a good substrate for the paint to stick to so it doesn't peel up later or anything like that. But first things first is let's clean all the grease off of it. See a little bracket down there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the bracket off. Probably end up redoing all the ball joints, that sort of thing. Clean out the bell housing of the transmission. Cover the exhaust. I got some of the stuff covered already. It's just the fingers of a rubber glove with the zip tie around it, keep the water out of it. And other than that, getting closer. I'll check back in with you after it's all clean and you can see how good of a job I do. But first part, get the vacuum out, suck all the crap out of here. I took all the windshield wiper motor off and all the arms and stuff to make it easier to clean, and I can also paint that area a little bit nicer. But it should turn out great. I'll paint the frame too before I put the engine in down here, and then that'll make it look fresh. All right, so we're outside after getting the engine bay pretty stripped out for the inner fenders to get some paint on them. I'm going to use just some abrasive cleaner. Doesn't really matter what you use, Ajax or whatever. You just kind of dump it out on everything. Get some on that pad. This is a Scotch-Brite pad. This is a gray one, so that's ultra fine. Red and green, the different colors mean different things. Green's more for like rust and crap, real cruddy stuff because it's just denser. The red is more for if you're going to be using some primer. The primer will fill the scratches, and then the gray is good for like scuffing up before a blend or a paint job on a regular car. So basically what this abrasive cleaner is going to do, it's dry right now, but I'm going to use a little bit of water and get it wet. And I'm just going to scrub down the inside here and gets all the grease and crud, and you'll see it really does. It's kind of satisfying how much it actually cleans and gets into the grooves. So just keep on going. One trick to think about when you're doing this is just like, back and forth like this as you go, and just kind of pick a panel and just keep going. And I had one guy that was training me, and as cruise as it is, he was like, just pretend you're finger banging a girl. So can't get that out of my mind when I'm doing this. It makes it a little bit more interesting when you're doing it. So small little movements back and forth, main pressure, get in the grooves. You want to scuff all this down so the paint will stick to it and it gets the dirt off at the same time. I'm gonna put a little water on it, and that'll help out too. Sprayed some water on it, and again, you just want to like pay attention to the edges here. Work this around. Get that all done in there. You can actually see it's starting to cut through the paint even a little bit. Just work your way around, making sure you get all the different spots. Get this thing out of the way. This little section right here. Some of this stuff you can get out by squeezing the little clips from under here. There's that one. I'll probably smack it with a hammer and get it out. But I'll check back with you after I get done and see the difference.